Sounds good.
All right. First question. You've had some nice finishes lately, Homestead, Pocono, Sunday at Indy. How would you rate your season to date?
That's a good one. Right now, I would say it started off at a raging F, and I think we've climbed to that C plus range, maybe a B minus. I'm pretty proud of the distance that we've came. At the beginning of the year, we struggled to run inside the top 20, and now it seems like we're a top 15 car week in and week out. Unfortunately, we're not in a good spot in owner points, so we have to start in the back every week. But I really like where we're at and where we're heading, and I think if we continue to make these strides, we're on track to be a contender.
Is there a race so far that stands out as you feel like it's been your best effort?
Well, I mean, ironically, Bristol was a really good one. This team has obviously performed well there last year with Matt DiBenedetto in the car, and then they stepped up and brought another really good race car to Bristol. When was it? A couple weeks ago. So it's one of my favorite racetracks on the schedule, and man, I'm really excited about the All-Star Race being there. And I would say Bristol is one of our better ones, and then obviously Pocono too.
So what was your reaction when you heard that the All-Star Race and the Open were moving to Bristol?
I thought, man, this is a really good opportunity for us. It's going to be difficult. I'm not sure how they're going to line up the Open. I think that starting lineup is going to be very important on who transfers in, and hopefully we'll be able to capitalize on that and race our way in.
How competitive do you expect that race to be, the Open? I mean, there's like a lot of talent in that race too, but there's 3 transfer spots. How competitive do you expect it to be?
I think it's going to be pretty physical. We got to remember that you got to get through the Open to the All-Star Race. So I think it's going to be a fun one to watch, and there's going to be a bunch of young bucks in there that are trying to make their way into the race.
What do you think about the format with the 35, 35, 15, and then the choose rule?
Yeah, the format definitely has a lot of short runs. 35 laps at Bristol goes by really quick. So I'm kind of nervous about the track preparation. I hope that they're able to get the top worked in where we're able to race around each other. But it's going to be really interesting to say the least, and the choose cone will definitely shake things up.
What's going to be your strategy for a race like that? That's going to be, not a lot of laps, but that you have to, finish near the top.
Yeah, well, I think going into the Open, you're going to have to be extremely aggressive because only the winner moves on. So that's pretty straightforward. And then the All-Star Race, it's up in the air. You might be able to play a little bit different strategy to get some track position, and then you're going to have to be fast enough to hold on to that. So it's going to be a nice show, that's for sure.
As a race fan, do you have a memory of the All-Star Race that is best for you?
Man, that's a tough one. I always thought it was cool whenever people like Kyle showed up that one year and ran the 75th, the number 75 for the 75th anniversary of M&M's or whatever. So that was a cool moment. Didn't they used to run without rules, if I remember right? But there's been I guess the most clear-cut one to me was whenever Kyle ran that 75 car.
What's your approach to Bristol? What's your strategy for that track?
Well, Bristol's a place where you have to attack, and especially with these short runs, this short race, you're going to have to be on attack all the time. So, but you can't get yourself in trouble. You got to have fenders on it at the end, and it's definitely a knife's edge.
What are your thoughts on the rookie battle so far this season?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't feel like I've been much of a contender for it, but we just buried ourselves those first 4 or 5 races, and it seems like it's been hard for us to make it back up. But we're on the up and up, and I hope that we can continue to head that direction.
What's been the toughest adjustment for you as a rookie in the Cup Series?
Probably the distance of the races. Man, they're just really long races, and that's been the hardest part for me.
How have you handled the hectic pace of this season, given all the races all bunched together?
Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed that aspect of it, just because I'm able to learn a lot really quickly as a rookie. And we're going to the racetrack, for example, at Pocono. I was able to run Saturday and then back in the car the next day. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I'm enjoying being able to race multiple times throughout the course of the week.
What do you feel like the biggest challenge will be for the All-Star Race in the Open? Is it the change of venue going to Bristol, or is it the fact that it's in the middle of the week and there's a quick turnaround?
I would say going to Bristol is going to be a very difficult piece. And then at Bristol, we run a different rules package than what we do every other week. So it's going to be a difficult task, but I think it's going to provide a great race.
And what's your thoughts about racing on Wednesday nights? The All-Star Race is on Wednesday night. There's been a couple of Wednesday night races this season.
Yeah, I love the Wednesday night races. I hope that the fans do, and I hope that we're able to continue on.
All right, I think that's it. We're good. That was all the questions we had. We appreciate your time. Good luck in Kentucky, and we'll look forward to seeing you here at Bristol in a few days.
All right, thank you guys. See you later.